This story begins in Pittsburgh, and the year is 1950. Here we're shown a man named Troy, who works as a garbage collector with his friend. Troy's life is okay. In his family, there's his wife and a small son named Corey. After finishing work, Troy comes home with his friend. Then he finds out that his son has gotten a job at a nearby store. That's why he becomes very happy. His wife tells him that Corey has also been selected for the school football team. Hearing this makes Troy very angry. He says that this has no benefit. Black people face discrimination. They're never allowed to progress in sports by the government. His wife tells him that your time is different. Times have changed. This doesn't happen anymore. But Troy does not believe his wife's words. He does not want his son Corey to waste his time playing football. That's why he does not sign his form. At the same time, he remembers that when I was young, I was a very good baseball player. But because of my color, I was never allowed to progress. His wife says that the fear and sorrow inside you, I don't want you to put that inside your son as well. I want our son to play football. And anyway, he never thought of making football his career. He just wants to play in the school football team. Also, the time when you were born was a different era. Now times have changed. Black people are doing very well in football, basketball, and every game. Just then, Troy's elder son arrives, who is the son of his first wife. Actually, Troy married twice. His first wife died, after which he married again. Now, when Troy sees his elder son, he is not at all happy because he knows that whenever he comes, it is only to ask for money. Troy refuses to give him money and says you should work. His son says my wife works, so now I'll also get work. I will return all your money. Troy says you should also do garbage collecting work like me. You'll earn good money. But his elder son says I want to earn money, but not in this way. Troy says you're a lazy person. You love music, and apart from music, you don't want to do anything. That's why you don't have any work. At that moment, Troy's wife comes and gives $10 to her stepson, the elder son from Troy's first wife. After that, he leaves. Next morning, it is shown that Troy wants to give his younger son the task of fixing fences. But he finds out that his son has gone to play a football match. This makes him very angry. He tells his wife that you should not send him to waste time in football. At that time, he sees his younger brother has come, who was earlier in the army. He had fought the war against Japan, and in that war he got a bullet in his head. Because of this, his life was saved, but now he is not completely normal. He sings songs on the streets. Troy's wife goes to him and says, "Come inside the house. We have cooked food." And she goes to bring food for him. Then her husband also comes inside and tells her that my brother has gone away from here. Now his wife says we should admit him in a nursing home because he hasn't been eating food for many days. He needs care. But here Troy feels a different guilt. He says after the war, my brother got $3,000 and I used that money to purchase this house. And now Troy's son comes back after playing football. Troy says he will have to put up the fences. I need your help. Then both of them start working on the fence together. Troy's son says you should sign my form. But Troy clearly refuses and says you should focus on the job he got. His son says I left that job. Hearing this makes Troy angry. He tries to explain to his son, but his son doesn't listen and leaves angrily. Today, Troy is called by the commissioner. When he goes there, the commissioner tells him that the garbage truck in which you put the garbage, from now on you're its driver. Actually, this was the first time that any black man was made a truck driver of a garbage truck. Before today, only white people were drivers in the city. Now, he happily comes home and tells his wife that I am the first black truck driver in the city. His friend is also there, and now his elder son also comes. He wants to return Troy the money he had taken some days ago. Troy refuses, but his wife accepts the money. Here Troy's younger brother also comes. He says you should live with us. You live in someone else's house whose rent I have to pay. Because of this, my financial burden increases. But his wife says don't ever talk about this again. This hurts your brother. Also, you should sign your son's football team form. But he refuses and goes out of the house. Now he tells his wife and elder son that when I was 14 years old, my father used to oppress me a lot. That's why I left home and came to this city. To feed myself, I did thefts. Once when I was stealing, a white man from a group pointed a gun at me. To save my life, I attacked him with a knife. I was accused that I murdered him. I was sentenced to 14 years. After that, I learned to play baseball in jail. I don't want the same to happen with my sons. Then his younger son comes back home after practice. He is very angry because his father, Troy, still has not signed his form. At that time, he gets a call from the police. They say we have arrested your younger brother because he was creating too much disturbance in public. Because of him, the peace of the city is getting ruined. Now Troy goes to the court with his friend. After returning, Troy's younger son helps him in putting up the fences. Troy's friend signals him. Then Troy sends his son inside. Now his friend says your wife is a very good lady. She always stood with you. You have a good family. Don't betray her. I came to know that the girl you met in the bar, you're having an affair with her. Actually, Rose, his wife, also asked him many times, but he always denied. But in front of his friend, he accepts. But now things get out of hand because that girl is pregnant. His wife finds out. Because of this, she argues with Troy and says how I always supported you and you betrayed me. Arguments happen between them. At that time, he grabs his wife Rose's hand tightly, which hurts her. Just then, his younger son comes from inside and pushes Troy hard, because of which he falls on the fence. His son says, "Don't try to hurt my mom." In this way, a crack comes in the family. Now Troy spends very little time at home. He stays mostly outside. Also now his younger brother is sent to a hospital nursing home on court's order, where he will be taken care of. Now one night Troy's wife tells him that the girl with whom you had an affair, who is going to become the mother of your child, while giving birth to the child, she died. She gave birth to a baby girl, who is your daughter. After that he goes to the hospital and brings the little innocent baby girl home, and says, in a fight of elders this innocent child has no fault. At first Rose refuses to accept the baby, but she is a good person. She has motherhood in her heart. That's why she agrees to raise the baby as her own daughter. But now she has forever distanced Troy from her life. She cannot accept Troy because he betrayed her. Some time passes like this. Now Troy's younger son has left football forever and has joined the army. When he is returning home, his father Troy blocks his way and says, "Fight me." He raises his hands on him. After this, his son also attacks him with a baseball bat. But Troy also starts pressing his neck with the same baseball bat. A fight happens between them, after which his son leaves from there. Actually, Troy had drunk too much alcohol, and now he even challenges death, saying, "Come face me." Troy, because of his thinking, destroyed his whole family. Even his best friend went away from him. Now 6 years pass. Troy has died. His younger son gets leave for the funeral, who has now become a Marine. He comes home. He has come back after 6 years, but he refuses to attend his father Troy's funeral. This makes his mom very angry. She says, "I know your father had many flaws, but he always tried to do the best for you. You should go to his funeral." He realizes his mom is right. And today, after 6 years, for the first time, he also sees his stepsister. His elder brother has also returned, who is in jail. Actually, he had gone to jail in a fraud case, but he is released for the funeral. Also, Troy's younger brother has also been discharged from the nursing home. He says we should play the trumpet. He has a trumpet. By playing it, he wants to open heaven's gates from St. Peter for his brother. He tries twice, but cannot play properly. On the third try, he plays very well. Just then the sun comes out from behind the clouds, and its light falls on Troy's whole family. Troy's life was full of troubles. There were many things in his life that he could never tell anyone, but he made big mistakes in his life. With this scene, the movie, the story, ends.